Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. You must be thinking, who is this particular brother on the screen? Who is it? Who is it? Not me, the picture. Who is this picture? Ladies and gentlemen, even I don't have a single clue about who this particular player is. But guess what? We've put in a bid. We've apparently put in a bid, and a lot of credible journalists have come out and confirmed this. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the latest striker link. Well, not even a link. This is legit. This is proper. We've actually put a bid. It goes by the name of Samu Omorodion. I don't know if you guys know anything about him. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section if you have any clue. By the way, if you guys have missed out on the earlier video today, do check that out. The Premier League fixtures have been released, and I give you guys my reaction on that. So if you've missed that earlier video, do check that out. But coming back to this, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Breaking, Chelsea won Samu Omorodion. He is owned by Atletico Madrid. Chelsea want to start a negotiation now. First choice striker for Enzo Maresca's attack, Di Marzio. First choice striker. This is why I said recently, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not in the business of ranting anymore, because everything that I wanted to say about this board, the ownership, it is coming to fruition. It's the whole idea is we're not really here to win anything. That's the whole idea. It's a business club. We have to start understanding. This is why I keep saying I'm done with ranting. I'm more now trying to understand. I'm all about the understanding now. Am I surprised by this? Hell no. You know what I would be more surprised if Chelsea went for? Guressi. Even though Guressi makes sense, small release clause, experienced player, yeah, albeit could be a purple patch. It's not like I've watched Guressi all my life, no. But from bits and pieces from last season, he looks like a decent enough striker. I've seen some really good clips of him. And for a small release clause, that's the type of experience at the highest level that you'd think that would be beneficial for Chelsea at the moment. Knowing that the striker market is not that great. But I've understood that is never going to happen, because Gueressi's value is not going to be there. There's going to be no market value for Gueressi at the end of his contract. Forget about at the end of his contract, even midway through his contract, depending on how long you're going to give him. Gueressi is going to be 29 this year. That's a factor. Whether you like it or not, it is a factor for Chelsea Football Club and the board. There is a reason why we're going for brothers like Jhon Duran and Omorodion. They're young. Omorodion, I think he's 20. Plays for Spain under 21s, I believe. He's unproven. 100% he's unproven. He's an Atletico Madrid player who has gone to Deportivo Alaves. Deportivo Alaves, I think that's the club. Or Alaves, Deportivo Alaves. And it's not like he's lit up the place. He's got like 4 goals in 30 plus games. So look, Chelsea are all about the potential. It's all about getting these young players and hopefully flipping them for a large amount of profit. And if you can't, then it will be the David Dutcher Fofana case, where maybe you can still flip them for a small amount of profit. But at the end of the day, there will be some profit, because it's all about the business side of things. You think, honestly speaking, getting linked with Jhon Duran and Samu Omorodion, does that scream to you that Chelsea really trying to push for that top 4 position? Does that scream to you? This is why I say, measure, like have a measured approach in regards to what your expectations are for next season. That's what I've kept saying. Top six bare minimum. We'll see if we can build on that. Enzo Maresca as well, an inexperienced manager at the highest level. This link has given me absolute belief that we are going to keep Nicholas Jackson as the main striker. You know why? Because we want to build Nicholas Jackson's value so that down the track a club can come in and potentially bid for Nicholas Jackson for roughly around 80 million pounds. We're trying to build his value because it's in our best interest to make something out of Nicholas Jackson. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. So yeah, we've put in a bid. Apparently, he's our main striker option. Jhon Duran's still not gone away. I wouldn't even be surprised if we get both Jhon Duran and Samu Omorodion. Samu Omorodion bid rejected. So this is legit coming from Fabrizio Romano. The bid has been rejected. This is no joke. We've gone for this. So people, if they come on, I mean, don't believe in every story. Forget about believe. We put a bid. We put a bid and it's been rejected. Atletico Madrid believe he's going to be worth way more than 40 million in 1 or 2 years. There you go. Even Atletico Madrid, a little bit loopy like us. Chelsea have no intention to pay his release clause of 80 million. Wow, he's got a release clause of 80 million euros. Duran and Omorodion main options, but Chelsea have a list. I wonder what this list consists of. There's some talks about Dominic Solanke. There's some talks about this, that, the other. Anyone above 25, I don't buy that. Honestly, I don't believe any of those rumors. But anything less than 25, yeah, you best believe. And, smaller transfer fee, small wages, all of that. I know with Omorodion, we put in a bid, I think close to 40 million euros, and it's been rejected. How much more do we want to put, knowing that we want to go for lower transfer fees? 40 million is still deemed, for a young player from Chelsea's board model point of view, is still okay as long as the wages are low. So let's see what happens. Chelsea wants Samu Omorodion and will try to find an agreement with Atletico Madrid, even if the requests are high, as long as the wages are low. I think one of the issues that we're hearing now with Jhon Duran is the wages, which is so strange. We're going to come to that. And some of these rumors are apparently legit. Atletico Madrid have rejected a 40 million euros package from Chelsea for Samu Omorodion. Do you see the world we live in now? The market, the footballing world we live in now. 40 million euros has been rejected for Omorodion, who no one had any clue about literally a few hours ago. But apparently the audacity of Atletico Madrid to even reject that bid. It was 30 million euros up front and 10 million in add-ons. Can you imagine? This who is this guy, Samu Omorodion? Who is this guy? Bids are getting rejected for this player. It's mad, and it's not even cheap type of bids. These are I feel like very excessive bids. Atletico Madrid not only wish to keep Samu Omorodion, they want him to sign a new deal with a release clause of around 120 million. Chelsea have had 40 million package rejected, as Di Matteo called. Atletico haven't counted with a valuation. It's mad. It's mad. Who knows? Maybe the player is using this situation to get a new contract with Atletico. But at the same time, big journalists are talking about it, that Chelsea are keen. Chelsea are keen to snatch this player from Atletico Madrid. And 40 million bid has gone in and it's been rejected. And are we going to go in again? We'll see. Because Jhon Duran is 40 million pounds as well. Chelsea have held talks over a possible move for Atletico Madrid striker Samu Omorodion, also still negotiating with Aston Villa's Jhon Duran, and remain interested in other stories soon. So, as I said, don't be surprised if we get both. A few people go, oh, Miz, how can we get both? That's going to be close to 80, 90 million pounds. FFP. Yeah, look, FFP is a concern, no doubts about that. Don't forget, players like David Fofana will be probably flipped for a small amount of profit this time around. And also, forget about the players. Chelsea still got a lot of assets that needs to be stripped off and be sold to Blueco. So last season that just finished, we've got the financial year coming to an end at 30th of June. We've sold 2 hotels and a car parking lot. Next season, we still have Cobham to sell. So don't worry. We will be balancing our books with a lot of assets that's going to be stripped off. As I said, Chelsea will do business wherever they see that there is a potential to make a profit, because This is the model that we live by and die by now. Right now, Duran may need to drop his wage demands to secure a move to Chelsea. Aston Villa only intend to make firm bids for Martin and Gallagher if Duran goes to Chelsea. This is coming from Matt Law. Apparently, the wage demands are legit. I mean, Jhon Duran. Oh my God. What world are we living in now? This guy's got wage demands. Literally 2 seasons ago, he went from approximately £2,000 a week to £30,000 per week with Aston Villa. Now he's got wage demands, being linked with Chelsea. This brother must think. This brother must think really highly about himself. A big up to him. Big up to him. He thinks he's going to be Chelsea number one. Apparently, I'm hearing his wage demands are in excess of 200k. These are some of the rumors. We saw recently there was a article. I think it was from Jacob Steinberg, who's been getting a lot of flack, but maybe it's true that Jhon Duran's wage is a bit of a problem for Chelsea Football Club. You'd think from 30k per week, he'd be happy with doubling it to 60. Okay, do you know what? Maybe even 70, 75. We are literally changing your life. Now, this guy's all about changing not just his life, but his entire generation's life. And on top of that, as ridiculous that I find that whole wage demands, I can't believe someone like Jhon Duran has done nothing. This guy's got wage demands. It's a mad world we live in. On top of that, I was actually under the impression that Chelsea want to, Aston Villa wants some swap players to be swapped. So it's not just Jhon Duran. They want some of our players, but that's not the case. Apparently the case is that Aston Villa only intend to make firm bids. So it's Aston Villa will only agree. So it's actually Chelsea who are throwing players for swap options, not the other way around. I actually thought it was Aston Villa that wanted our players. It's more Chelsea want to swap players. But the only way Aston Villa will go for any of our players is if Duran comes to Chelsea Football Club. So, look, at the end of the day, swap deals just don't happen, man. Very difficult to get the players to agree upon a move, swap move, if they don't fancy that club in the first place. Enzo Maresca now involved in the decision on Jhon Duran. Once again, see, this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. I get it, but I feel like this is where it's a bit of a false scenario here. Enzo Maresca now getting involved in Jhon Duran. Really? I thought Enzo Maresca, this new manager coming in, he's just there to train the players and develop the players. He's not going to get involved in transfer business. So for me, this is a bit of a lie. I feel like this is a bit of a lie. The board is trying to make it seem like that Enzo Maresca is going for Jhon Duran. It's not really Chelsea. Enzo Maresca wants. Come on, let's be honest. We've been linked with Jhon Duran since earlier this year in the January market. And now they just want to throw Enzo's name. Enzo Maresca wanting Jhon Duran. Really? He is not. It doesn't even come across as an Enzo Maresca type of a player. With all the players that Enzo Maresca could potentially go for, Jhon Duran, he wants to get involved in. Please, spare me the troubles, man. Honestly, this is where I feel like Fabrizio Romano has been briefed by Chelsea, and he's putting the word out there, making it seem like the board has nothing to do with it, and it's all Enzo Maresca. And look, we'll see what happens next season. I hope the board doesn't rock the boat with Enzo Maresca, because we saw what happened with Poch. Started talking, back-chatting. You don't want Maresca to start back-chatting. Operation Olise. So that is all about all the strikers. I think we're going to come back to the Dominic Solanke situation. So for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Samu Omorodion. For me, look, as I said, I'm done ranting. I understand it. Let me know if you understand it, because this is the model that Chelsea Football Club's going with. But it's crazy. It's crazy. How do you expect to have any sort of aspirations for next season when you're going for these type of players? Who knows? Maybe they might blow up. And this is exactly what Chelsea want. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Olise news. Operation Olise is still ongoing. Chelsea trying to agree with Olise on personal terms still. Coming from Fabrizio Romano. For me, I think all the eggs are in this basket. Just get me Olise. Honestly, you get me Olise, I don't care about anyone else. I could care less. For me, it'll be a 10 out of 10 transfer window as soon as we get Olise. Game changer for me. I've even said I don't even care about the striker. Just put Nicholas Jackson up front. Get me Olise, get Nicholas Jackson, and I'm ready to back whoever you bring into the club as a striker option. Because for me, I just can't lose out on Michael Olise. He's the kind of young talent with experience that you want. Experience at the highest order and a young talent. That's what the project should be about, not just some names just floating around just because your data says that, yeah, he could be something. Not all of these young players are going to make it at Chelsea Football Club. Michael Olise is Chelsea's main focus, so the search for a striker has taken a bit of a back seat. They have an interest in Aston Villa's forward Jhon Duran, but it has gone no further than that. This comes from Simon Johnson earlier today. I'm not really sure whether it has taken a back seat because obviously we've bid for a particular striker in the likes of Samu Omorodion. But I do believe Michael Olise is the big target for this window, and I hope we do get him. Should Michael Olise make the switch, Chelsea will regard it as him and Noni Madueke fulfilling the 2 players for every position mantra most leading clubs aim for. This is coming from Simon Johnson. And Simon Johnson, all I have to say is, you got no idea. You absolutely have zero idea. See here, right here, what they're trying to sell us? That, it's going to be Olise and Madueke together. This is the 2 player for every... Please. Noni Madueke will be sold. Did you see Esteval Willian? In the last 24 hours, the goal he scored, the golazo. There might be something about this player. Esteval Willian has been promised by Chelsea that he will start. As soon as he's 18, not this upcoming season, but the season after, when he comes in, he will start for Chelsea Football Club. Kendu Paez is another superstar in making. Noni Madueke has got no hope here. No hope. This won't be the last season for him. I won't even be surprised if we get rid of Noni Madueke this window if we get someone like Olise. Because, we could probably fetch a bit of money on Noni Madueke. There will be profit. They will be profit. But don't try and sell me, Simon Johnson, that Noni Madueke is a future at Chelsea Football Club. No way. Now, that's all about Olise and Noni Madueke. Let me know your thoughts about that. Next up, Chelsea have been put off making a move for Dominic Solanke, at least for the time being, because of a 65 million release clause in his contract. This is coming from Simon Johnson. Once again, yes, the release clause is excessive, no doubts about that, but his age as well. Whether we like it or not, Dominic Solanke will be 27. What type of contract we're going to give him, how much value is going to hold throughout his contract, what wages, and the 65 million is probably a bit excessive for a 27-year-old. This don't hate me, guys. Don't hate me. Hate the board. Don't hate me. We're not going for players like him. We're going for Samu Omorodion and Jhon Duran or any other type of players that fit that bill. I like Solanke so much. You guys know how much I like Solanke. I would love to see him at Chelsea Football Club. I think this guy is about to explode into a top striker. It just won't happen. Prove me wrong, Chelsea. Prove me wrong. Hopefully it does happen. Chelsea have looked at trying to re-sign Dominic Solanke. Come from Malo. Read the words here, right? Look at the sentence. Chelsea have looked at trying to re-sign Dominic Solanke. Bottom line is, they're not going to execute it. Ipswich have asked for a price for Omari Hutchinson. More profit. I think we've bought him for peanuts, and we're about to sell him for potentially 20 million. I think that's the asking price that's been going around, and that's what we're going to be letting Ipswich know. Ipswich are very keen. And Omari Hutchinson, at the end of the day, the sad situation is that there's no future for him at Chelsea Football Club. I thought maybe we're going to get a look into him, but look, Olise, if we do land him, then there's no hope for someone like Omari Hutchinson. Now, let's see what else is going on. Okay, well, we've gone through that. Duran may need to drop his wage demands. I can't believe Duran's actually got wage demands. So that seems to be the latest, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts about everything we talked about, especially about Samu Omorodion. If you actually have even watched him, let me know your thoughts. And hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I'll be back with live stream tomorrow. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care and goodbye. See ya.